dia 29 de novembro de 2021 e este é o episódio 171 do Podcast Ubuntu Portugal, o show sobre Ubuntu, software livre e outras cenas. O meu nome é Diogo Constantino e comigo tenho, como de costume, os meus estimados co-anfitriões, o Miguel. Olá, Miguel.
Olá, Diogo. Então, como tal é que vai isso?
Vai bem. O Tiago Carrondo.
Olá, Diogo.
E hoje temos um convidado especial, o János Kell.
Sim, boa noite. Olá.
That was perfect. So one of our audience members is saying that János' camera looks very cinematographic.
Thank you. He mentioned the camera and not the subject in front of the...
Yes.
But it's okay, I'm used to this, yeah.
Ok, desculpem ouvintes, o episódio 2 vai ser essencialmente falado em inglês. Temos um convidado internacional hoje, ele percebe razoavelmente bem português, ele diz umas coisas pelo menos com uma pronúncia bastante boa, mas pediu-nos para que a conversa hoje fosse em inglês, que seria mais fácil para ele. Não é a primeira vez que nós fazemos isto, nós já fizemos 2 ou 3 pelo menos episódios em inglês. Provavelmente no próximo episódio, para quem não percebe inglês, vamos só fazer um pequeno resumo do que falámos hoje, só para ficarem com uma ideia do que é que nós falámos, como fizemos aliás das outras vezes. E portanto agora, a partir de agora, o episódio será em inglês. So, hello János.
Hello, good evening.
So,
Good evening.
So
I have a massage.
This is going well. So, János, I invited János specifically, and he also was very excited to come. He works for the company behind the Vollare and the Vollare X. But let's let him introduce himself a little bit.
Oh, I wasn't even prepared for this. Wait. So I'm János. I'm actually the head of marketing and sales at a company called Hallo Weltsysteme, which is like the typical German words that you like most of the developers know, because it's like you do a sample page. In HTML, it's always Hello World, and in the German would be Hallo Welt. So Hallo Weltsysteme is the company behind the Vollare. We are producing the Vollare in Germany, in Bocholt. And the company itself is like more located near Cologne, in a small city called Remscheid. And I'm doing marketing and sales for this. So also like social media, most of the target group that we target with our Vollare, with a privacy and security focused phone, is right now still in social media, in the big 5. But they slowly start to think about it and start to think about privacy and security, and they come to the Vollare, and that's why I am very happy to be part of the team and also like support the team wherever I can. And I was with the company itself because I also do YouTube on my private part of life. I had the prototype, had the chance to see the prototype, and then it kind of went along. And at some point I was like, okay, let's join the team. So that's me, actually.
That's a really cool story. So you had the prototype with the Vollare OS, likely?
I had the prototype with both Vollare OS and also Ubuntu Touch. That was also my first really interaction with Ubuntu Touch. 3 years ago, I guess, 2.5, maybe.
Yeah, it was a long time ago already.
Yeah.
I heard about this project when it was, way before it was launched. But for maybe nearly a year, I didn't heard more about it almost until the launch. And then it materialized and it looked really cool. It was really tempting to me. I really tried to not buy it. I obviously failed, as I usually do. Okay, that's a really interesting story. So you do YouTube videos, right?
Yeah, the other part of my life is actually doing YouTube videos, and that's kind of the reason why my background looks a little bit cinematic, because it's just like that teal and orange look that you that one prefers normally when they're watching some video stuff. But that's like my private part of life, or my how can I say this? My profession is like the Vollare, but my passion, like also my bit bigger passion, I guess, is video creation and audio creation. So I'm also working part-time as a voice artist. And that's why I can sound like this in a minute. Yeah.
Whoa.
That's really good. Yeah, cool. Have you done something that we might recognize?
If so, I would not have the chance to talk about it.
Okay.
Because I had to kill you.
Oh.
Okay, cool.
No, there are some advertisers asking, but normally they are like, they want to stay private. So I'm not allowed to say like I am the guy from the ad you saw about beer.
Okay. Are you on that site that to find bands that find vocals and people that sell their voice?
I guess you're talking about Fiverr. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I am also on Fiverr. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
But this is like the smaller part, like where how people get to me if they want my voice. That's like to show off. Like if you are a model, you normally have a book with your best pictures.
Yep.
And Fiverr for me is something like my book, where you can maybe check out if the voice is something that you need or that you want.
Okay. Because I'm asking you because our sound editor talks a lot about his presence on it's Fiverr. I don't know about the correct name, but he talks a lot about the platform and how he managed to get some work from there. But okay, but we are not here to talk about your private life, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
Let's move on.
Actually, it's the other way around. Okay, but Tiago, want to talk a little bit about your week? Something really cool, or do you want to dive in? Okay.
I was just buying some Zigbees and managed to be offline for part of the week. Thank you, Vodafone. And I'm looking forward to cancel my contract with you. So this way we never managed to have a sponsor like Vodafone in our podcast, but I don't really mind.
This is the second ISP that we bash on the podcast.
We have a checklist of ISPs at this point.
Well,
we talk about me.
I think we did.
So, Miguel, and you, something new?
Rather boring, yes. I didn't do anything interesting except maybe watch Diogo's OnlyFans channel, maybe. And that was about it.
And that's really interesting. So subscribe. And I was only doing those videos on OnlyFans, so that was it. That was my week. No, actually, I didn't do anything really interesting this week. I was really tired, so I just tried to relax as much as I could. Hopefully, you guys saw my video with Philippe on the Ubuntu On Air channel. We'll do another video soonish. I still don't have the exact date, but I'll announce it when it comes to be. Otherwise, we are here to talk about the Vollare and how it is positioned in the market and how it relates with the UB Ports community. So I know.
You got in contact with the Vollare, but the other guys, Miguel and Tiago, did you know about the Vollare, or do you even have one?
Oh, no, not at all. I mean, I just heard it for the first time here today. No, of course I did, yes. We've been keeping tabs on most Ubuntu phones at this point, and most of us have a model or another. I mean, Diogo wants obviously to.
I have them all. I'm just
Diogo
like,
wants to open a museum of Ubuntu phones. This is why he's collecting them all, like bloody Pokemons.
Yeah.
I just have the one.
He has
my
the
BQ,
BQ 4.5, which was the first model to be launched with Ubuntu Touch. We actually have our community in big part due to Tiago. We have been very well connected with Ubuntu Touch since the beginning, since it was developed by Canonical. Tiago was even present as an Ubuntu insider on the launch event for the BQ 4.5 in London. And then he came back and he showed it to us, and we were all very excited about it. We immediately created a Telegram group where we all were chatting about it. Lots of us got hands on the BQ and later on the Meizu devices. So
yeah, I think Tiago has like 4 or 5. Am I mistaken?
Diogo has more, but I have the original, the BQ 4.5. I have the Meizu, the MX4.
Mm-hmm.
I have a Fairphone 2, and I think it's it.
So
That's time for a Vodafone. That sounds like
one. Let me, because I'm not really a mobile phone guy, and after the Ubuntu phone launch, I get a drawer full of phones, and it's really strange for me. But I stopped acquiring or getting phones. But I must tell you that the Vodafone X that Diogo let me hand for like 2 or 3 minutes, not more. But it's a really nice, and it's not obviously not a power bank. I was just kidding, because it's a really nice phone. It's a rugged phone. It's really solid, and I like it. It's not a phone for. I usually ride my motorcycle, and it's not a motorcycle friendly phone, because when we have a jacket, you want a small phone that doesn't get stuck on things. But besides that, it's a really, really nice phone. Yeah.
But you can maybe use it and put it inside of your back to secure the kidneys.
Oh,
True.
That I need 2.
yeah.
See?
Yeah, one from Vodafone and another from Mio. Yeah. Just to be prepared. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
it's a really nice phone.
It's actually dual SIM, so.
Oh,
you could have 4 at one time.
4 headaches in a row.
Yeah. So our community in Portugal really got very much into UB ports and into Ubuntu Touch. Me and Tiago were, and another Tiago, we were the 3 in Essen for the first Ubucon Europe in 2016. And that's when we got in contact with the UB ports community. And since then, we were immediately involved with the project in some sort of way. I am a little bit more involved than Tiago, especially in the last few years. But we have a really cool community, and we have people doing ports. We have lots of people using it. We have people translating. We have people doing apps. So it's we have a cool scene here in Portugal.
There's a couple of Portuguese guys creating apps for the Ubuntu phone. Are they not? I don't remember their names, but there's like 1 or 2 guys.
Ruben, I think.
Ruben Carneiro.
Carneiro, that's it.
Yep.
Yeah, the man's just he just churns out applications just like that.
Yeah.
It does a lot. There are a few others. It's a really cool community. It's probably the first organized national or language group that was created around Ubuntu Touch.
But I feel it's always like this. Like when people come together with the same mindset or the same focus, like and Ubuntu touches like basically like an open source character to it, and also a security and privacy character to it. But with those people get together, they are all talking about the same stuff. Yeah. So I feel that the community is much more vibrant than most other communities, because I think the topic is a little more wider than other ones normally.
Yeah, I think there's a really close relation between security and open source. So it's only natural.
Actually, just today we just had a very interesting discussion with someone on the Ubuntu community Telegram channel about the need for more applications on the Ubuntu Touch, and someone was complaining about, but it lacks some applications that I usually need, and so on. And some people agree with that. Some people actually disagree. It's my case, for example. I mean, I don't use any Android device in my daily life. I've been using the Ubuntu phone for almost 7 years now, since 2015.
Yeah,
and honestly, it's enough for me. So
we all grew up with phones that were not even smart.
Yeah, exactly.
It's easier for us. It's easier for us, for the older people. But some of them already.
Some of us grew up with phones that didn't even exist.
Actually, I grew up with a phone connected to a landline in my house with the disc you had to turn. So
I still remember that one. Yeah.
Yep.
The first mobile phone was connected to the car of my father.
Nope.
Like basically, it was a big block inside of an old Opel, and it was like a Motorola something with like a line on it
and the green keypad. So you were one of those rich kids. Because there was a kid in my neighborhood whose father had a Mercedes with exactly that phone, and everyone's like, "Oh, that guy's rich."
But see, we had an Opel.
It
was not a Mercedes.
If you didn't have the phone, you would have the Mercedes.
We have to choose.
Yeah, there was no money left for the car. That's we had the Motorola.
Look, it's an Opel, but I got a phone.
A mobile phone, huh?
Imagine the Mercedes like boom boom, and you're like toot toot. Like, I hear that.
I completely lost track. Okay. That conversation is interesting because I mean, it's good enough for what I need, but I do understand that others might need other things, and this is where things like Waydroid really get into the playing field, the replacement for Unbox, for those that do not know Waydroid yet. And I understand some people need banking apps, other people need to have WhatsApp or something else. And while I don't think
people don't need WhatsApp.
Yes.
There's not like no.
Some need to for work.
That's my private thing. I won't talk about my private life.
Okay.
Actually, I had 2 kids. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Me too. And you, if you don't have WhatsApp when you have kids, you miss the birthday parties and the surf sessions timetable and all the other things that only exist on fucking WhatsApp.
A few weeks ago, I went to the kindergarten and to pick up one of my children, and actually there was the question, hey, we plan to have a WhatsApp group. I was like, no. And she's like, but we want to like share if there's something to bring for the breakfast, or if somebody is celebrating their birthday and you don't need to bring breakfast. I'm like, if you know that, you tell me the day before, but I will never join a WhatsApp group because I will have to buy another cell phone just to have another mobile number, because I will show my number to everyone.
Yep.
I don't know what they have on their phone. I don't know when they share my numbers. I'm like, no. If you want to create a group, Telegram is an option, Signal is an option, but they are options where you can create groups and where you can start a community without even sharing your mobile number or anything else.
Yeah.
I have repeated that a lot of times and just gave up. Yeah, shame on me.
That's my
You are
reaction
weak.
as well when people ask me, "Oh, do you have WhatsApp?" And I say, "Well, I have Telegram." "Oh, but I have to install Telegram." "Yes, you do." So,
and you can say, and I would have to install WhatsApp. So,
I mean, reciprocity, you know? Just
Yeah.
be courteous,
Yeah.
I guess.
I mean, to be fair, I am like the social guy. As I said, my business life and my private life, I also have an Android phone with so many apps on it, and there's also WhatsApp on it. But still, knowing how many data I could share brings me much more into the position to know where I don't want to share things and where I keep my privacy.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's like my kids, the kindergarten, and all the stuff that's going on there is private life, and it doesn't have to stay somewhere on the internet.
Yeah.
Never.
When I have kids, they'll be lucky to have a stone and a stick. That's all you get. But, Papa, I'm 16. I don't give a damn.
Go work to get something for yourself.
In my day, if I had a stone, I was lucky. My neighbor had a mobile phone in their car.
Yeah, in the Opel.
He had a bloody Mercedes.
So far, I managed to not have WhatsApp, and I will not have WhatsApp. I don't want to have it at all.
Welcome to the club.
But I can understand that someone that uses the city bike sharing app that might need or something like that. I understand that
Parking the car.
Yeah, to make it easier to pay the parking meter.
Tracking the brother on the Ironman of Qashqai. I need an app for that. I need an app.
So I can see how for some people those things might be more important than to other people, and I can see that Waydroid might make them at least use Ubuntu Touch and use other free software and more privacy respecting applications besides those that they really need for some reason. That's not for me, but I understand that others might need and want it. And if it makes it easier for other people, I'm okay with it. It's better to have a little bit better a situation that is a little bit better than the worst possible position. And this is something that I just saw, I think yesterday, that is now a little bit easier on the Vollare, because there is a new app on the store to install and I think enable Waydroid. So someone, I don't know if it was...
Is that available for the BQE 4.5?
No.
Bloody hell.
No. It will never be, actually, because it's simply...
The BQ, was that Aquarius?
Yeah, Aquarius. Yeah,
Yep.
BQ Aquarius 4.5e.
Oh wow!
The first...
I never thought I can see some of this. Like this is like a piece of history.
First Ubuntu Touch phone ever.
I have two of them, actually. I broke my first one, unfortunately. Yeah, so this guy, Aaron Uffer, I don't know how to pronounce his name, just created a Waydroid helper app.
And the name for the app is Waydroid?
Right, Waydroid helper.
Helper, okay.
Yeah, no, it's not. So now it's easier for those that have a Vollare or a Vollare X to use this this option.
I got it.
So if you guys have a Vollare, please do try it and report any bugs to Aaron. But tell us a little bit more about your smartphone usage habits. You already told us that you don't use WhatsApp, and what other non-conventional decisions have you made? I said non-conventional because it's not what most people do. It should be
from my
but
side.
Yeah.
Well, as I said, there's one part that has like so many apps on it, but the focus of the Vollare phone is to detox a little bit, to go slower on your life, to focus more, and to go easier also in with just like the user experience and the user interface should be as easy as possible. To just don't use your phone so much. That's the main focus, and it does this on Vollare phone, on the Vollare OS, which is like an AOSP-based system that we are self-developing in our company. And the other part, which is the Vollare phone can also be pre-installed, ordered with Ubuntu Touch. And what I experience with both systems, and that's where I can relate, that you don't need all the apps to go through your day, to live your life. You don't need this stress. And sometimes I just put my really smartphones away, and on my Vollare phones I only have like the Telegram app, and that's more or less it. I guess I have one which is the free OTP for
one-time
two-factor authentication, and that's more or less it. And I like that because it doesn't ring all the time, it doesn't vibrate all the time, and if someone wants to talk with me, they call. That's like basic communication, what we learned.
Yeah.
Like we met on places back in the days, and if one of us didn't show up, we maybe went to his mother and asked where he is. But there was like real communication, and sometimes it's so stressful to be like all digital and all connected, and every time and every second, like you're eating with your family, sitting on the dining table. Like it's kind of usual for all of us that 1/3 of them uses their phone while eating, putting the spoon in one hand and the smartphone in the other one, and it kind of changes this if you want it. That's the biggest part of this, of using Ubuntu Touch or of using any smartphone which isn't that smart. And I supported that not every app should be reachable and installable on every smartphone, because sometimes it's also good to have those restrictions. So as Miguel said, having every single app developed for Ubuntu Touch isn't also from my point of thinking not the right thing to do, because sometimes it's good to be a little bit restricted in what I can do with my smartphone.
Yeah, and sometimes
Diogo, let me just interrupt, because I was before the Ubuntu Touch arrived, I was a regular Android user with regular apps. I was not a WhatsApp user, but I have all the other regular apps. I have my bank accounts. I use it for parking my car. I use for some payments and for regular stuff. And then I switched to the BQ 4.5, just like Miguel. I still have it and it's still working also. And I use it for 2 years, I think. It was my only phone. It was my daily only phone, and I started with the BQ and then moved on to the Meizu, the MX4, and they were my daily driver, and I just love it. The part you just described, because I usually have a phone that rings for a mail, that pings for a message, that was blinking for, I don't know why, but it was always ringing. I'm not a fanatic.
Always trying to get your attention, and
yeah. So I'm not. I refuse to bring my phone to the table unless I'm eating outside my home, and then that way it's bad in my pocket. So I usually put it somewhere, and it's sometimes it's on on the top table. But otherwise, I don't usually do that. And now that I have a kid that has a phone, the phone never goes to the bedroom and almost never goes to the meal table also. But they were two of my most happy years in a relation with the mobile phone matters. But were also the less productive, because I managed to do tasks with my mobile phone that avoid time in front of my computer. And it was a happy 2 years, but it was the less productive ones also. And I spend more time in front of a computer because I cannot do stuff with my, as you said, not so smartphone.
So you mean you balanced it out kind of a bit, like less smartphone and more PC? Or
No, I need it because when I'm waiting for something, I can send. This is not a good example, but I can send an email, and I can log into some website and do some renewal or some simple task. And when the phone don't allow me to do that, I cannot do it. So if I cannot do it, I need to wait until I'm on the computer to actually do that. And that's a deal breaker for me. I understand the happiness, and I'm always trying to be more happy than yesterday, but there's the production and the productive part of it. And for me, a phone needs to help me manage to do my work. For me,
to me, it's the other way around. I really don't want to have anything related with work on my phone. I don't have any email on my phone. I never had email on my phone, and I made sure I never had it. And I do have a work phone, but it's just on when I'm working. When I'm not working, it's shut down. I just shut it down.
Have you heard the news? The news, Janos? In Portugal, it's illegal to call.
After, I heard it. I heard it.
Yeah. In France already I did this over a year ago. So yeah, it's maybe it will be a trend worldwide. I hope so.
I saw a sketch from a TV show where they were talking about it.
Well, it's rather curious because
my boss is calling. I'm like 5:30. I'm like, hello. Now you can talk to my lawyer.
Police.
It's rather curious because I use my phone as a computer, not as a phone. I barely get any calls. I don't call anyone, and when people call me, I just turn off the phone in their face. So, you know,
just a nice guy.
Computer in my pocket. Computer in my pocket.
In the end, every single person just has his or her own way to shut something out. Like I don't want to have business right now. I shut that phone up. I don't want my wife anymore. Close the door, right?
The phone is a tool, and everyone uses that tool in different ways. So I guess that's normal. But one thing I wanted to add, you do realize, all of you, that the economy around the mobile phones is actually called the attention economy, because it's based on constant engagement. That's the business model for Facebook, for Instagram, for TikTok, all of that crap.
Well, social networks,
all those swiping apps where you just swipe, and like 3 hours later you learned nothing.
Doom scrolling,
I mean, you can bake donuts or something like if you have those cooking videos, like. Yeah, you're hungry. Every time I watch those videos, I'm hungry after.
I can't go on Twitter.
So many
it's just depressive.
I sometimes spend a few days without using social media when I think I'm using it too much, and I just stop using it.
It's like digital detox. You have to do that sometimes.
The fact that I don't have an app for Twitter helps me. An app trying to get my attention with notifications and things like that. Yeah, it really helps. I just have to not open it on the browser, and it really helps.
I use Facebook every day, once every day, to see.
We already
the
know
meals,
that story.
around, yes.
To see the
restaurants, the menus on the restaurants around here. So to pick where should I go and have lunch that day.
Yeah. Well, it does it while it does something else every day.
Well, at least he's going out.
But this is one of the things, one of the benefits we get with the Vollare OS, which also have some extra controls, right? To help reduce the time we spend looking at the screen, and what sorts of apps we can use at each time of the day, right?
Our boss had in his head, when he created the Vollare and started creating the team and developing the Vollare, he had one thing in mind: to be as easy as possible. And he managed to have just one single point. If I can show the people that see it right now, there's just a springboard, the Sprungbrett in German. There's the red dot, and if the red dot has this touch, drag, release movement where you touch and you open the menu, then you drag, and then you just release to open the menu. And this is so simple, and also you can just write inside of the springboard, and just you put an @ and it lists all the contacts, because you want to do something at Miguel, and then it says, okay, do you want to call him, or do you want to send him an email? And then you just start writing a text, and he says, oh, okay, you want to send him a short message, or maybe a private email, or maybe a business email, and so the Springboard reacts to what you're writing, and in a really simple way. So there's no AI behind it. It's just like, okay, I have an list the contacts. I have more than one word. Do you want to do something? Or maybe you just type in some numbers, and it says, okay, you want to call this number? And it's really simple, and it's really down to what you really need to do. Like, you want to write somebody? Okay. You want to call somebody? Okay. You want to create a note? Okay. And that's it. But you also can use the app drawer and install all the apps from the Android universe. We have F-Droid pre-installed, and also Aurora to access like the Google Cosmos in a more private manner. And people like the way of not really getting too far away from possibilities. But they also, and that closes the circle to Ubuntu Touch, with the UB ports in the installer, you can switch the operating system. So if you want to try Ubuntu Touch, you can switch to Ubuntu Touch, and if you don't like it, or if you miss something, like you really miss something, you can change back to the Vollare OS, and that is what people like, that they have the opportunity to get Ubuntu Touch pre-installed, because you don't have you have no need of technical knowledge, and you can just get into it. And also with Vollare OS, like the option to stay in a more known environment that you are used to.
Let me just see if I understood correctly. So on the Vollare, you have the two systems pre-installed simultaneously, and then you can choose one or the other?
No.
In the community, they did something with a dual boot, but that's not like a standard option. Like there are people doing a dual boot system on it, but you can choose whether you have a pre-installed Ubuntu Touch device or a pre-installed Vollare OS
But
device.
when you say that people are able to switch back, does that mean that they have to...
With the UB ports installer.
Okay, yeah. So that does
you have to refresh it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my question precisely.
Yeah.
So just like any other phone, I guess. But you were saying that this was for people don't need to have a certain level of technical knowledge to be able to do that.
Yeah.
With the UB ports installer,
with
I
the
suppose.
installer,
Yeah, it's relatively easy.
You just plug it and click next, and it's done.
Yeah. But I'm curious about something else. You said that, you have Vollare OS, obviously. You have the interface with the springboard and all that. The red little dot. Is there anything particular different about the Ubuntu Touch version for the Vollare phone, or are there any plans to do something special about the Ubuntu Touch interface, for example, from your end?
We are also working very close with UBports Foundation. If there's anything like special
Vollare-esque.
Vollare thing going on, I wouldn't even, I guess I would not even be allowed to talk about it.
I'm just curious.
But from what I know, or from my own experiences, there's still some adjustments. But like on every phone with where's the notch place and all that stuff. But that's a thing on every single Ubuntu Touch phone right now. And I guess the foundation is looking forward to update it as soon as possible to the next major version. They just did the OTA 20, I guess.
Yeah, just a couple of weeks ago.
You see that people are really working hard on it. And I am also curious to see what happens next. But I really actually don't know if there's something special going on.
Yeah, what I'm seeing from all the manufacturers is that they do work a lot with the community on hardware enablement and on making the experience of being able to get the devices with Ubuntu Touch and other operating systems very easily. And they do also help the UBports Foundation also by sponsoring and things like that. And that's where, not just there, but that's a lot of the relation between these manufacturers and UBports Foundation. On the case of the Vollare, we have also the effort around Waydroid, which is also sponsored by how do you pronounce the name of the company? It's really hard for me to pronounce the name of.
Well, just say Team Vollare. That's okay. I guess.
Yeah, Team Vollare. It's also sponsoring the Waydroid effort. So they are working on the experience around Ubuntu Touch, but not so much on the interface and on the UI and UX.
I think it's also important not to work on the interface. I mean, sure, there were some. When I had the first prototype, there was also is it called a launcher in the Ubuntu Touch environment. Yep. There was also a prototype of using the Vollare UI on a Ubuntu Touch.
Oh, that would actually be interesting.
Kind of didn't do it, I guess, to the final version, which maybe it was also just like Android in the box something, just to show that it could work. But after I started working for the company, I never saw that again. I might have to ask if there's some opportunity to have that UI. But I think that changing it to its own appearance might also be not so good, because if you're using Ubuntu Touch, you can switch smartphones. But if you're using like Ubuntu Touch in a Vollare version, and you come to another smartphone because you just like have to, or you get a gift. I mean, not everyone has a Vollare phone. Then they need to change their thinking again, and that's not maybe the best way to go to.
It's also harder to maintain the product. It would be harder for Vollare to maintain the product like that.
And also, there's such a wide range in the community of people working on the open source part of Ubuntu Touch, of Vollare OS, and also on Waydroid and Manjaro. There's so many ports. I also know that someone is planning or right now porting it to OpenSUSE. So there are so many people in this community. I think every special solution is just like a too small to really focus on it.
Yeah, but the idea of having the Springboard as a launcher replacing just the empty background, I think it would be a good complementary option.
I will go back with that question.
To have it as an app on the Open Store, maybe. That would be a way to install it and to make it available. And it would just be a new way to use the interface, maybe.
I can ask and check. I will write that down.
It would not need to actually change the OS or the ports for this device if it was an app, and it would be available also on other devices.
And the interface wouldn't change that much. So actually, that's not too bad.
It would take us a little bit back to what we had before with the scopes. Because before we had this empty, I don't know if you remember or if you have seen it. Before we had this empty background. Well, no, it's not empty.
There was no sidebar in the beginning.
No, there was. It was always hidden. It was always hidden. And let me just close my things. So the sidebar was always hidden if you had no windows open.
Okay.
If you no, it was not always hidden. Well, I don't remember actually.
It was. Yes, the early models. Yeah, before they removed
you had to swipe
from left. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but you had
scopes.
Scopes which were displaying the time of the day, the weather, things like that.
I really like that.
With it had widgets, and some of them were just displaying information. Others were interactive. It allowed you to search for the cinema which is near you or something like that. Or
wait, they had no widgets anymore? Display?
No, on the background, no.
Okay. Always new learnings, always.
So this went away when the Canonical stopped supporting the phone, because it was all connected with the deals that Canonical had with some data providers. The API calls were all dependent on deals. And some people tried to have it come back, but it never went far. But I think the Springboard would be a really interesting alternative to that.
Written down.
Yeah, get on it, Janos.
I need to go right now. I need to work on that.
So
no, that's really interesting. Like you're using the Vodafone X, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What I always want to know, how you get along with the battery, because the battery is so big, and I hear from people that they almost go a week with it.
I do not know how long it lasts because I forget about it.
So you just one or the other day you like plug it in and
I plug it, I charge it, and I don't remember. It lasts for so long that I don't remember when I charge it.
I had that the last time with the BlackBerry. Before I had the Vodafone, I had a BlackBerry that went so long.
I have a similar experience with the BQ E45.
Yeah, but maybe a few years ago.
Yeah.
No, about 3 days on average, which is not too bad.
Still, okay, cool.
Yeah.
If it still lasts that long, a device that is that old, that's really cool.
There's still that myth where people finding Nokias with 20% still on it.
Yeah. There was an excavation a couple of days ago. They found some medieval remains, and there was a Nokia still powered. Yeah.
A 3210 still having a live call on it.
A 3210 from 1110. The year 1110, by the way.
Yeah.
But it was stone cold.
In fact, if you go to Santa Maria da Feira for the medieval fair, you can see knights and damsels and all of that dressed in medieval garments, talking
medieval
on
Nokia phones.
Yeah,
because they are dressed in Nokia phones.
Yeah, it's period authentic, you know. So, oh, my liege, bring forth my phone and everything, you know.
I'm looking at the battery settings, and the last complete charge was 56 hours ago.
Nice.
That's good. And you're on 3%. No, you're much.
I'm actually at 66%.
What? Okay, that's
But
good.
the thing is that since the pandemic, I haven't used the phones as much I was using before, so it naturally lasts longer, obviously, because I'm not interacting as much with them. But still,
But that is also a thing that I was talking about. Like if you're having all those apps, you're more like, oh, my battery's dying. Yeah, because you have like 5 or 6 hours of screen on time every single day. That stresses you.
yeah.
But if you don't
And the
use it
background
as a smartphone,
thinking.
you don't even think about the battery because it's like 2 days, 3 days. I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah, it's true. A few years ago, I left BQ, actually. I forgot about it on my car. It didn't have a SIM card, okay? So it only had Wi-Fi. And when I came back to the car, I found the phone. It was there for a week, and it still had battery.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it had a lot of it, actually. So yeah, that's something really different. So BQ has launched these 2 phones. The Vol phone, which is now maybe 2 years old.
You said BQ.
You said BQ,
yeah.
Yeah.
Now the Vol
was in the car. We started with the normal Vodafone, with the elegant version, with this like the slim version.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is really cool.
And we just celebrated our first year.
Okay.
And not even after 1 year, we kind of came up with a Vodafone X with a rugged version, and this is like really loved by outdoor people or people that like from the craftsmanship, and they really like it. Even from the industry, like you don't even are in the need of having a case around it. I mean, how big would it be with a case around it?
Yeah.
But it's really rugged. You have like the in German we would say the Pömpel, like this rubber cover, and it also has a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. So many people like it, and I also like it because I also do like mountain biking and other stuff, and it's something that you should take with you and don't even care. Because you have it next to you, even if it falls down in the water, in the snow, or somewhere.
So basically,
you just pick it up and that's it.
You're selling phones to the same people who buy Caterpillar phones.
Kind of. I guess Caterpillar is something that people relate to like hard machines.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, I want to have a Caterpillar phone. But I guess the target group of a Caterpillar phone is something different. And also it's like, it's total into the Google universe, which is like the main focus of the Vodafone, not to be connected to any Google or Apple or something. Account-driven phones. If you boot up your Vodafone either with Ubuntu Touch or with a Vollare OS, you don't need to enter an email, your name or something else. You just start doing what you want to do.
So so it's a device with 1 year, not 2 years, of course. It's an amazing device, which you can actually get on a shop, right? You can go into a shop in Germany and buy.
We start in the beginning of November. We started having an on-site shop in Stuttgart, in a big shopping mall, and it's inside of a shop crew or team. They do like technology pop-up stores, and it's called Urban Birds, and they present like new technology or technology that is not so into the market of a stationary selling or something. I mean, normally you can also get the Vodafone in our shop, and I have to say that once on vollare.online you can get your Vodafone. But it's so nice to see people coming to a place and experiencing the Vodafone before they buy it, and that was a big thing for us. And it's not the last place to get your Vodafone on hand.
I have a question, because I don't understand German, but I want to buy a Vodafone. I don't know if you're getting the point where I'm heading.
Yeah,
You have the shop should be bilingual.
Oh.
It doesn't
yeah,
have
you
a
can
translation
switch
to
if you
everything,
click
but
on the
it should
flag.
be
If you
English and
click on the
German.
flag, it will switch to English.
What do you mean you can't speak German? Everyone speaks German.
Everyone besides me.
Oh, come on. Can't you say little? Little is just German. Or Blaupunkt.
Okay. So, and
Mercedes.
any plans for a tablet? For a nice tablet?
A rugged
nice
tablet.
Yeah.
A
For
weapon,
kids.
basically.
The
Yep.
community is talking about a tablet.
Just the community, not your colleagues.
Also, the colleagues are sometimes talking about a tablet. I think that other devices. I mean, if you know how to search, you maybe see that the company is not only holding some patents with a Vodafone, and there's a like. The Vodafone could not be the only thing if you're creating a company based on privacy and easiness or ease of use, security and other stuff, without thinking outside of the box or outside of the phone world.
So you guys are creating an ecosystem.
It should be like this, doesn't it?
I think it should. I think it should. Not only creating products, also services, and working with other companies that also are on this space and trying to address these issues.
Yeah, that's why we also started partnerships with like StartMail, StartPage, MetaGear, and DuckDuckGo. Like we wanted those companies that are more focusing on privacy and security to be on board and to have the opportunity to work together and to get the best out of it.
Mm-hmm. And what about another German company which is also working in this privacy respecting area, which is Nextcloud? Do you guys have had any conversations with them, or have any special integration on the Volo OS maybe?
I started working for the team with the beginning of May, and like the deep software integration or something like this was not on my plan, because I'm more into marketing and sales. I'm like more the guy that connects. I build up the social channels and I found the target groups in this. But the deep integration, software integration, or even partnerships on software side are not my business.
Okay, so. But it would be also cool. I think it would. For
I'm well prepared for those questions. I now always have the answer to not answer it.
Yes, yeah. And I'm just telling you that I think the audience for this type of products would also enjoy that sort of integration. So I think it makes sense, right, Miguel and Tiago?
Oh, bloody hell, yeah.
The only thing I would say is stick to the Vollare team and to the company and see what we come up with.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll be watching. We will be
because
watching.
You guys really changed something really important for Ubuntu Touch, which you made available a consumer grade device on the market.
Out of the box. That's very important. Out of the box.
Exactly. Yeah. This is something that me and Tiago talk over and over for years on the podcast, because for a while there was nothing like that on the market, and that really changed the situation. I as far as I remember, there was an episode of the Ubuntu Touch Q&A where it was disclosed that the majority of the devices at this point that connect to the notification server, the majority of the new devices are indeed Vodafone.
Yeah.
And this is actually, so this really means that this is changing and it's giving a new life to Ubuntu Touch. And I really think it's awesome because I'm very enthusiastic about the project, as you can see for my shirt. And I don't know if you, Tiago, have something else to add about this big change that the devices brought into the ecosystem.
Yes, I was following the project from the beginning, and my main critic is that it's difficult for regular people to go on eBay to buy a second-hand phone and to flash it and for it to use an Ubuntu phone. That's not for human beings like Ubuntu is. So if we can have a new phone, and it's important that it's a new phone, a recent phone, not some dusty box from some shelf. It's a new phone with out of the box Ubuntu powered phone. I think it's really, really a positive thing there, because that way the project can be not just some kids work that some people can manage to install on their old phone, but to be a regular product and take it more seriously, because it's really nice to be on a shop, even if it's in German, and to actually buy a new phone when we can tear the how do you say that? There's a funny expression for when you take when you peel the new phones thing.
To peel the plastic from the screen.
Yes,
yeah.
The ASMR.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's like the sound of it in front of the microphone.
Yeah. So that's special, and that really gives more credit to the project, both to Vodafone and to the UB ports or the Ubuntu Touch software. So thank you.
Did I mention it also has a screen protector pre-installed?
Yeah.
So that's like, if you're getting a second-hand phone, there's no chance that you have the original screen protector pre-installed on it.
Yep.
I would argue that getting a phone on eBay or something like that, the problem would be that it would be wrecked already. Would the second-hand phone. It's not impossible, but it's hard to get one in really good conditions.
Yep.
The installation part is usually easy with UB ports installer, because it's just plug it with a good cable and click next. And this is cool because you can install VolOS on the Vodafone like that if it comes with Ubuntu Touch and you don't like it, or if you have VolOS and for some reason you don't like it, you want to try something else, you can try Ubuntu Touch. You can also try Sailfish OS. And maybe with time, more operating systems will be available for Vodafone. And it's really an easy experience.
And also props to the community or the foundation itself that they give the opportunity in their own installer to have a VolOS installed or even Sailfish installed as an option.
Yeah.
There's no need to do that. But this feeling of a community and this feeling of open source community and giving the people chances and options, this is so good from the UB Ports Foundation that they not even think about being so closed source that they say, okay, our UB Ports installer is just for installing Ubuntu Touch, but you can also choose. And this is like such a good mindset,
Yep. It was always a goal for the UB Ports community to increase the freedom of choice. And we never saw our project as being the single option that we would like people to have.
Yeah, it's not a lock-in philosophy.
Yeah. And the installer really takes it, really delivers that freedom of choice, because it's not even phones. There is a smart watch where you can install Asteroid OS. So it's not even only smartphones and tablets, and we do have one or two other devices with support for Android based other Android based OSs, and yeah, we would like to have more of those, more options, more operating systems, free and open source operating systems, ideally. But yeah, that's the spirit of the project, to bring choice to the masses.
That's also a thing in the community, because you were asking about a tablet. Also, some say, "Are you working on a smartwatch?" For me, myself, I went back from having like 2, 3, 4 smartwatches from every brand to a normal analog watch, because it's so not stressful.
Yes.
Like, you have to move. No, shut up. I know when I have to move, but now I have to write that email, and you don't know that, dear smartwatch. So it's so good to be analog again, and I think that not even our generation, but also the generations to come that grow up and live with smart technologies everywhere. If our internet connection is gone, I guess even Tiago can relate. Some people don't even know how to turn the lights on.
Yeah.
Because their smart assistant is not working.
You saw a few days ago the news about the Tesla. Yeah, I saw there was the server that allowed you to use an app on your phone to open your Tesla car.
They didn't work. I heard that. They didn't work for hours.
Yeah. So yeah. Well,
hence the importance of free software.
Yeah.
Because you don't own the bloody car.
Well, or maybe just having the keys with you.
Well, but we're laughing about Tesla in that case. But Renault, a French brand, also has the same problem with their Zoe model. I don't know if you heard about this, but they have very much the same system. And actually, the Zoe models they have to be connected on the network in order to start the engine, which means that if you are in a location without cover, your car can't start. Which is ridiculous.
So if it started and you're still on battery and you're like driving out into the wild.
Yes, that actually happened to a couple of people.
You cannot come back.
Yes.
No.
And you put up the car and you're not gonna come back for the
Yeah, because it has to be connected to the network for some reason, because there's some software running on the background and needs to know where your car is. And if you can't get cellular network, you're screwed.
Those are totally new possibilities for divorce, just in case.
So, regarding smartwatches, I have this, which is the Pine phone, the Pine watch.
Watch.
Yeah. Watch, Pine, watch, Pine.
Which it really doesn't have much functionality, which is awesome. You can have your heartbeat, you can count your your steps, you can do F-time, and not much. You have also notifications, but you cannot. You can choose to not have them on the watch. You just don't need to. You just don't pair.
But normally those open source watches are quite ugly. Like those projects I saw, there was nothing like, oh wow, I want this on my hand when I go out for dinner. It's difficult.
The watch faces, there are some prettier than others, but still, I can admit they are not very pretty.
What is that?
But it's good for me. But I would not take it on a hot date to impress some.
Is that a medical device, Miguel?
No, I just want to pitch Vostok watches, Russian watches that can withstand like 800 meters underwater. The dirt
Have
cheap.
you tried it?
Yes, actually, I did.
Okay.
That's why he's like that.
In the middle of the Atlantic Ocean.
I came back up too fast.
And yeah.
We are running out of time, by the way.
Yeah, we are. Well, we'll have to stop for today. Maybe in the future we can have you back again to have news about Volla and the Volla phone and maybe Vollare tablet.
I can do the opener.
Oh, yes, please.
Hello and welcome to the Ubuntu Dutch podcast.
Do that in Portuguese.
Olá, boa noite. É o podcast do Ubuntu Portugal.
That's really good. That's actually really good.
Vamos comer a francesinha agora.
You know what we like.
Brilliant. Yeah, there was a lot of things that I wanted to talk about, but the conversation was so good that, okay. So I guess we'll have you one other time again to talk more about the Vodafone. I don't know when, because this Christmas is coming, things like that. But when there's news about the Vodafone, maybe we'll have you back again.
Sure.
If you want to come, obviously.
I can also switch colors next time. Like I can have this one blue and the other one red.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and like fancy stuff going on here.
So thank you very much for coming.
You can paint, Miguel.
Yeah.
Please tell us.
He just turns the light off.
Please, where can we go to learn more about the Vodafone and also about you and what you do?
Well, this is
online?
the business part. I mean, my name is Janos Kehl, and everyone can look for my name.
Mm-hmm.
This is mostly like the private part. But the business part, you can go to vollare.online and also change the language to English if you find the button on the top right corner. And know more about the Vodafone. There's also a special site for the UBports Foundation, actually, which is under ubports.vollare.online.
Cool.
And you can go to there and find out more about the UBports Foundation and also the Vodafone with Ubuntu Touch. We just redesigned our whole website and are still in the process of optimizing here and there. Also, a new shop is coming on, and there are some nice.
Looking very good.
Yeah,
the new site.
And we also have a new Vollare stands, which are charging stands, where you can just put your Vodafone in and have it on the desk or somewhere where you just want to put it.
I might have to spend some more money.
And always we have also our discount times and weeks where you can get special discounts, and they are also always shown on the website.
Cool. I actually use those to buy my devices both times, actually.
Yeah.
Yep. So thank you very much. I don't know, Tiago wanted?
No, it's just thank you, man. Thank you.
Nada.
Nada.
So I hope that next time we can actually meet on some sort of an event, maybe an Ubicon or something soon.
Or Santa Maria da Feira.
Santa Maria, feira medieval.
Feira medieval francesinhas.
Actually, we could do a community meetup there. Yeah, that would be really cool.
Pastéis de nata. Sim.
I think I can make Canonical
sponsor
that.
Feira medieval, that would be so good. We're meeting in an open source tent in front of the.
A minha francesinha é com extra picante.
Pronto. Okay. So thank you very much. See you hopefully soon. That's it. Miguel, do you want to say something else?
No, very nice to have you here, we hope to have you more often. Yeah. And especially if you pay for the francesinhas, that will be wonderful.
Yeah, I could if I wanted. If you're friendly to me,
a rugged francesinha.
So
francesinha special.
So thank you very much, and to our audience, you can hear us again next week.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you, Janos.
Thank you. Obrigado.
Thank you.